Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Regina. I was on the way to my mom and pop's house and I always pass this Goodwill, and sometimes I go in and I find really cool stuff, and then sometimes it's, just like everyone else's, it's hit or miss. So I figured I'd take a look around. I was surprised when I turned this over and saw they were trying to sell it at $16. I don't know, maybe in someone's booth, but it's at the Goodwill for $2.99 if anyone wants it. So I just kind of like to go through all the frames first, and then I just move my way down to or through each of the aisles. It's a nice little riser, but I decided to just leave it be as I didn't want to fool with the chip. I wish I'd have gotten those little silver stands. They look like parfait cups almost, but I feel like they would have made really good risers. I found this, it was only $2.99, and I just paid $3.99 for one that was like 3 times smaller than that from Walmart. So I thought this was a really good deal, and all you're gonna have to do is just kind of rinse it off in the sink and it'll be good to go. Thought this bunny was cute, but definitely not at $3.99, so I passed him up. I thought these were kind of cool, the little cigar boxes. And then I came across some wooden utensils, about $1.99 each. Not vintage, I'm definitely passing these by. And then I came across these two candle pillars, and I really like them, but they have like this really thick shiny stuff on them, and I was just afraid of the paint not sticking to them, so I kind of passed those by. I ended up bringing home some really cute pieces, a lot of littles. I found this little box, and it has like these, see, it says private film vault. It's almost like little library cards, but for, I guess, checking out films or something. I thought this was really cute, would make really good journaling cards, especially if you aged them. And then I came across this little book set and I had to have it. I can't wait to make that over. This teeny little milk can, and of course, I brought home the corbel. I'm just going to clean all these up, get the stickers off, and I don't think I'm going to use the corbel as a shelf, probably more as and just a decor piece or maybe a bookend. And I found the little wall pocket, the little and sign, the ampersand. I do like this planter here, but I'm not a fan of the grass, so I'm going to rip that all out. I always love a good sign that has a wooden frame, and I do like this utensil container. It was really inexpensive, and I thought with the coffee thing, once I get the label off, put a little knob on the top, this is going to turn out really cute too. I always see these signs, so I went ahead and picked one up. It was like 99 cents, and then this has like some gook on it. It was 50 cents, so I figured I'm gonna work with the gook. And you saw the ball, the little pig out sign. I found a shelf and this wooden tray. Overall, I found a lot of cool stuff that I'm gonna make over and show you guys what I'm thinking and how we're gonna, trick these things out. So the first thing I have is this little pig out sign, and sometimes you're really lucky. You can take some rubbing alcohol and it will just come right off. Well, not this guy. So I end up with my little micro sander and just go in and give them a really good scuff. Get that all cleaned up, get them wiped down, and then I'm going to take this Metal Effects Patina, and it's like a 3-part process. You're going to prime it, you're going to put on your paint, and then you're going to spray it, and it's going to come out with, like a weathered patina look. So the first step is to start out with the primer, and you put down your first layer. You're going to get it all coated up. It's very thin. And once you get your primer on, I go ahead and of course hurry up and speed dry it, and then I get my second coat of primer on, and then I move in with the bronze. And depending on which one you choose, it could be bronze, it could be iron, I'm just going ahead and getting a second coat on there. Once you get the second coat on, you get it dry, then you go in with this patina spray, and this is the blue, and I go ahead and get that on, and I kind of force it dry with the blow dryer. And while I like the patina it left, I was hoping for some more patina. So I don't know if it's because I forced it dry with the blow dryer or what, but I was gonna like, okay, let me put some more of this bronze paint on, and I just kind of sloppily went through and kind of added some more, and I did some more spray. I kind of did it heavier in spots, and then I let it dry on its own, and I am so impressed with this. Like, I think this is the coolest thing ever. So now I'm going to take our Iron Orchid Design stamp in Mercantile. This was just released, and I am so thrilled. I cannot tell you how excited I am. Like, I know like farmhouse isn't really, trending anymore, but it really has a special place in my heart, and this stamp is it just hits all the high spots for me. So what I do is I go through and pick out the parts that I want to use, and now I'm going to take this chalk paint in the color Patina, and I just kind of put it on my brayer and go ahead and hit all of the spots on the stamp. I want to go ahead and transfer this stamp onto my really cool piece. So I go in and I just kind of line it up, and I press it down like I normally would with my stamp. And ta-da! And my shock. And I'm like, what just happened? Hold on a second. I'm like, wait a second, did my paint dry? Was it, so I think it's a couple of things. I didn't put the paint on thick enough at first. I think that the little metal grommets were in the way, but I went ahead and I just kept layering it and putting more paint on until I was like, that's it, thumbs up, you got it. This is it. This is where we're going with this. And it's just gonna have to be the way it is. I'm just going with it super aged, super old, and that's the way it turned out. I went ahead and sprayed it with some polyacrylic to seal it in, and here we go. Okay, now we have this cookbook stand, and I really like the wood look, but I feel like it needs a little something else. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the string, and I'm going to take this old-fashioned milk paint in the color Snow White. And milk paint is super cool. You just take equal parts water and equal parts powder. You're going to mix it up really well and then set it to the side for it to set up. And then it sets up to like the consistency of a thin milkshake. So then you're going to go ahead and just put that milk paint on there. You don't want to work the milk paint too much, and I'm not worried about full coverage. What's cool about this milk paint is as it dries, and you can force the dry, it's unpredictable. You're going to get this really cool crackling effect. I think this is so neat. So even if you force the dry or let it dry naturally, I still get a crackling effect, and the way this turns out I think is really cool. So I'm just going to go in, and on the spots on the sides where I kind of hit where I wanted to keep it the natural wood, I go back and sand that off, and then I'm going to go around the entire thing and just kind of distress it a little, make sure I knock off any of the paint that wants to come off really easily. And I did that, and I wiped it off with some water, and when I went to let it dry, when I came back, it had crackled like seriously, like it was just falling off. So I went in and I brushed it down. So you can see here, it's like a lot more crackling than what we started with. So I just went ahead and marked that off, or I'm sorry, wiped that off. And I go in with the stamp that I want to use, the Mercantile stamp. And I go ahead and transfer the image that I'd like to put on here. And I think that turned out really cool. I think I have a mouthful of rocks right now, and I'm I'm going to go in with my Mod Podge and seal that all up because I don't want those crackles to keep coming off. Once I get one layer down and it dries, I go back in with a second layer and I think it's perfect. It really just, it has that age to me that I really like. It's that French country feel. I just think it looks super special in my kitchen. You'll have to let me know if I've inspired you anyway to go to the thrift store and find some old junk and rekindle it and make it something special for your home. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up or consider subscribing to my channel. It helps my channel grow and I would really appreciate it. So now we're going to take this little tag that originally came from the Dollar General, and it's a nice size tag. It's pretty thick, and we're going to take our Das air dry clay and we're going to get that rolled out with our super special roller, aka whatever you have on hand. And I'm just going to roll that out to the thickness that I want. I'm going to use these IOD Apothecary labels. They are really cool. It was something else that they just released. And I'm going to take this label and I'm going to stamp it down into my clay so that I get the impression. Now that I have my impression, I'm going to pull this up and I'm just going to rip around the label. I don't need it perfect. I just want it very imperfect. So I kind of placed this on the tag where I want it, and I know I want to use the stamp. I'm sorry, the cow stamp from the Mercantile stamp we've been using. And now I'm going to take the little letters from the Apothecary labels and I'm just going to lay those out. Now what I'm doing is I have the word that I want to put in there, creamery, and I'm just kind of pressing those down to create an impression. I kind of smush out the ends so that they'll lay tighter to the tag. I'm going to put some Titebond Quick and Thick on that all the way to the edges so it sticks down really well. Get that centered and just kind of gently press that down without distorting the image. And now I'm going to take our Waverly chalk paint and the color plaster and I'm going to give this 2 coats. I start with the back, and just because I want it to look nice and finished and get that dried, and then I go into the front and get that worked into all of the details of the clay and the tag and get that dried up. Once it's dry, I'll go in and just give that a second coat and of course wait for that to dry as well. Now we'll go in with our cow, and you can see I've been practicing, and get him stamped down on the tag. He comes across a little stark because of the fresh black ink, but what I'll do is get that dry and then I'll go in with my micro sander and just sand that down a little bit just so he looks a little bit more aged. Now I'm going to go in with my Dixie Belle clear and black wax, and you can use any clear and black wax, and I'm going to clear the whole thing first just so my black doesn't stain too harshly. Once I get the clear on, then I'm going to go in with the black and work my way around all the details of the stamp impression. Then I'm going to take a dry paper towel and just wipe that back. Now I'm going to go around the entire tag and just hit some spots just to make the entire thing a little bit more aged instead of looking so fresh. Now I'm going to take this Baby's Breath Floral from Hobby Lobby and I'm going to look and see what else I have in my stash. I'm just going to nip a couple of pieces of this off. I'm going to look at some burlap and some muslin, some other ribbon. I'm going to create a twine tag so that it can hang. And then I'll kind of decide what I want to do as far as a bow. First thing I'm going to start with is this baby's grass, and I'm going to get that stapled down. I'm going to staple it down with a little bit of the Baby's Breath, And then I'm going to go in and just put a very small muslin bow. Once I get him glued down, that's it. I think this is perfect. I love this, that you can upcycle a simple little tag, from the Dollar General and turn it into something that you really love. I have it hanging on a shelf in my kitchen. You'll have to let me know, is this something that you would recreate? If so, don't forget to give me that thumbs up. Okay, so for our next project, I'm going to take that heavily stained wooden tray. The first thing I need to do is I take it and I clean it up and remove any of the tags, and I sand it down and then give it 2 coats of shellac. Once that's dry, then I go in with my Waverly chalk paint and the color Silver Lining, and I'm going to just work on giving it 2 coats. I do paint the bottom, and I give that 2 coats as well, just for a more finished look. Now this paint, even with the shellac, was just, it was just really sucking this paint up. I was satisfied with the 2 coats, and I went in and just distressed the edges a little bit just to give it that more worn look. And then I'm going to go in with, again, our Mercantile stamp, and I'm just going to peel off the pieces of this section that I don't want to use and rearrange the pieces that I do want to use and get that laid out. Now, it wouldn't lay flat on my piece or on my tray, so I just went ahead and cut off the bottom. I get that inked up, and then I gently put it down and just work over the entire thing, making sure not to move it around to smear it. And then I'm going to lift that up and let it dry. Now I'm going to go for another part of the stamp, which is the grain sack stripes. I get that inked up, and it's longer than my tray, so I'm just going to gently put that down and get it pressed down with my fingers. And what I'll do is lift it up, re-ink the top part of it, and then just press that down gently so that the 2 ends meet each other, just like you're seeing here. I went ahead and I'm going to re-ink the top of it where it didn't meet the tray, and then I'll lift it over, and then based on where the ink looks like it is or isn't, I'm just going to line it up and gently place my fingers over the part where it didn't meet the first time. And because of the stamp, I think that, it's really easy to work with, because these aren't imperfections that you're seeing. It's the stamp that's made to look aged. So now I'm just going to take some Dixie Belle wax in the clear, and I'm just going to clear the entire thing. Once I get the whole thing covered, I'm just going to come back with a microfiber cloth and just kind of wipe the excess back. And I love it. I love the age. I think it's the perfect French country touch and such an easy flip, from a $4 tray. I had fun with these Rekindled thrifted finds. I hope you did too. Remember to give me that thumbs up if you liked it, or if I inspired you any way to go to the thrift store and make something of your own.